Reuben Smith's downfall. When our master and his family went to London in the spring, they left Reuben Smith in charge of the horses that stayed behind. He was a very good man, most of the time. He had one great fault, however, the love of drink, although he had promised never to touch another drop. Just before the family was due to return, Smith had to go up to town, and he chose me for the journey. On the way there, he was his usual thoughtful self. In town, however, he began to drink, and it was late when we started back. Suddenly, he began to gallop, harder and harder. Sometimes he whipped me, although I was already going at full speed. I had a loose shoe, and the speed we were going at loosened it still more. It came off, and I stumbled, falling on my knees. Smith was flung off by my fall and lay groaning some distance away. After a while, he stopped groaning and lay still. At first, it was thought that Reuben Smith's death was my fault. Then my sore hoof was discovered, and everyone realized that Smith must have been drinking. Later, several people said that he had been drunk when we left town. As soon as my knees were more or less healed, I was turned into a small meadow for a month or two. Ginger was there too, and we were glad to see each other. She said that she had been ruined by hard riding, and they were going to see if rest would help. We both felt that we were not what we had been. One day the Earl came into the meadow with York. The Earl seemed very annoyed as they looked us over. "What makes me most angry," he said, "is that these horses of my old friend, who thought they would find a good home with me, are ruined. The black one will have to be sold. I can't have knees like that in my stables. See if you can find him a good home." And about a week later, I was bought by the master of some livery stables and left Earlshall. I had become a job horse, which meant that I could be hired out to anyone who wished to drive me.